ODM party, it is the worst party we've had in the entire history of this country. And to some extent, it has been among the most impactful parties we've had in the nation. Why am I saying so? It has taken time for Kenya to reach where we are. And ODM, through Raila Amolo Odinga, they have been in that journey of transforming this country. But now, every effort that they had made before was destroyed by one single move, having a handshake with the President William Samoei Arap Ruto. Raila has had handshakes before, which were necessary. But this one for President William Ruto, it was not necessary at all. Why am I saying that ODM party is now the worst that we've ever had? Ladies and gentlemen, when we got our independence back in the year 1963, it was clear now that Kenyans were going to be in charge of their country. Meaning the colonial rule was going away and the Kenyan rule was coming in. So if there's any problem we were going to experience, it was not supposed to be a colonial rule problem. It was to be the Kenyan problems. Kenyan rule problems. Where every problem we were to experience was to be created or caused by Kenyans themselves. All along, presidents have been making decisions which hurt Kenyans and they don't care. All along, the Kenyan population has been somehow, the president does something or the government does something and they just let it go. But in the year 2024, June, a certain spirit of revival, a certain spirit of new energy of Gen Z, a certain spirit of accountability, transparency, and ladies and gentlemen, proper governance just arose from Kenyans. If there's any party in this country which was supposed to be happy, it is the ODM party. That spirit of Kenyans holding their government into account has arose, has come up. But the ODM party was among the parties which killed this spirit in this country. Where, let me make it clear to you people, where the youth had come out to ensure that the government is doing the right thing. Where the youth had come out to ensure that whoever who is appointed to any office, this person has some integrity, has integrity first. Where the president in power was not to feel overall as the person who is the most powerful and there's nothing that can happen on earth. Where the people of Kenya were to be listened to. Just as William Ruto was about to make the best decisions, Raila Amolo Odinga and his ODM party appeared. And that is how William Ruto went back to the causes of the revolution that we're just to have in this country, of governance. Where now William Ruto suddenly again, he told himself, kumbe, bado niko na nguvu. I can still stop these people. Baba is with me. The ODM is supporting me. Let them make noise if they want. That is where ODM put us. That is where the ODM party put us. The spirit of accountability, transparency, and proper governance was simply turned off by the decision of Raila Amolo Odinga and the ODM party. That is something that we must always remember. So, William Ruto maintained the status quo, doing things regardless of the voice of Kenyans, regardless of what happens to people, whether they die or not, simply because of the comfort that ODM brought to his government. That is what we are saying. ODM has been the worst party which was giving us false hopes in this country. False hope. If the Gen Zs could have fixed William Ruto, the county governments could align themselves, because the problem we have right now is not devolution. It is the leaders who are running the devolution area, where we are getting right now as we speak. Governors becoming billionaires. You all heard the governor from one of the counties in Northeastern building 120 flats in Nairobi worth 2.4 billion. Yet this guy was recently a speaker. Where did he get the 2.4 billion shillings? And nobody cares, and nobody's worried, and nobody's even asking questions until Gachagua spoke them out. That comfort to do such kind of investments was brought by the ODM party. Someone could be asking, what did you want us to do? Hey, ODM party stood for democracy. ODM party has been championing the interests of the Kenyans. Now, when the Kenyans realize the need for them to champion for their interests, ODM tells them, no, your interests are useless here. Lala chini, wacha kelele. What could they have done? In simple terms, Raila Amolo Odinga, even if he wanted to have a conversation with William Ruto, he could have told William Ruto, first, listen to Kenyans. There was no need for Kenyans to die in the streets. Just listen to them first. Then, after listening to Kenyans, act according to the requirements of the Gen Zs, which were very genuine and could have taken this country to greater heights. In fact, if William Ruto could have listened to the youth at that point, it could have been very clear that William Ruto was to be even two-term. Because at least he could have accommodated the thinking of the youth. Remove those corrupt leaders from power, even if it might be, but at least act according to the youth. Because, the youth had reached a point and accepted William Ruto is in office. Now he's in office. These are the things we need. Whoever you're going to reappoint after dissolution of the cabinet, this person must not have served in the previous governments and did poorly. This person must be corrupt-free, must not have any case in court. This person must not have grabbed land anywhere. This person must be a law-abiding citizen. He must be qualified. Conditions that could have helped William Ruto become the darling of Kenyans. Right now, he could not be fighting all over, desperate, moving around with choppers, people getting paid right, left, and center to support him. He wouldn't be doing that. Right now, the campaigns we are seeing right now in the country could not have been there. The money could have channeled into development and the programs that can help this country. But now, because of the ODM party, everything went back to default. Politicians having money that belongs to Kenyans supposed to do development, they're doing with campaigns. As we speak today, politicians becoming the richest in the country instead of enriching the country. Politicians making decisions based on their bosses, not based on the people who elected them. MPs of Kenya performing poorly than ever since independence. Simply because of one single party in this country, ODM party. If they could have decided not to finish William Ruto, but at least to make Kenyans be the supreme, then ODM party could have been the best. But instead, they got into government, impeachments came in, supporting the government here and there. When William Ruto is being criticized, they come out to support. Whenever things are happening in the right way, they destroy them to favor their side. Corruption now is on the hike. Things that could have been stopped if William Ruto listened to what the youths were saying. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe.